Hey everyone, Jordan here with 9 to 5 Toys. Following their announcement at CES 2020, the Razer Kishi, which already has an Android version available, now has the iOS version available starting today. This variant has full made-for-iPhone certification to work with most current iPhones. And with triggers, bumpers, clickable thumbsticks, 4 face buttons, it brings the console experience directly to iOS users. So let's check it out. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Toys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and enable notifications with the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. So at its core, as you can see here, the Kishi for iOS is an expandable controller for mobile devices. So we'll just open it up real quick here, give you a quick example, see how it expands like that to fit an iPhone in there. And the cool thing about this is that it actually has a lightning connector down here. So it's not Bluetooth. It has a direct connection to your iOS device for low latency gaming, which I definitely think is something that competitive gamers are going to be really interested in. And as far as buttons and layout, people who are familiar with console controllers are going to feel right at home with the Kishi. As you can see on the left here, we have the home button at the bottom, we have the D-pad here in the middle, we have an options button here, and then we have the thumbstick up near the top of the left side of the controller here. So that's kind of like an Xbox where your left thumb is a little bit further forward than your right thumb. And then of course at the top of the controller we have the bumper and the trigger. Then over on the other side we have a menu button, the other thumbstick, and then we have the 4 face buttons. And then at top obviously we have the 2 bumpers as well. And these thumbsticks have a really nice tactile feel to them when you click them in as well. So we'll play that real quick. So it's a very similar feel to an Xbox One controller, which is where I've done a lot of my console gaming. And Razer claims that pretty much any modern iPhone should fit with a Kishi. Actually, the one that I'm using, an iPhone 8, isn't in their list of supported iPhones, but it's working perfectly fine. It fits in here okay, and games that have full support for the Kishi are working fine with full support on my iPhone 8. To fit with different sized iPhones, the Kishi for iOS comes with different little rubber inserts which fit in here at the end to fit either an 11 Pro Max or an XR or an iPhone 8, whatever you're using. And while it does have the lightning port you plug into your phone down here so you can't charge directly into the iPhone, the Kishi does have a lightning pass-through down here. So you can plug in here and charge your iPhone while you're playing on it. That does take up your port though, and you can't connect any headphones into this for use. So if you want in-ear audio when you're playing with the Kishi, you're gonna need some wireless earbuds. And of course, Razer recommends their own Hammerhead wireless earbuds. So how does it feel? Well, overall, for me, everything feels very satisfying with the Razer Kishi. I'd say the sticks have just a little bit more resistance than what I would find on the Xbox One, and they also have that very satisfying tactile click when pressing in, which just makes it feel like a really well-built controller. The X, Y, A, and B buttons also have a very satisfying tactile feel when pressing those, and they're not too loud. Moving further up the controller, the bumpers feel great, and the triggers don't have a ton of pull. We'll get a close-up of that so you can see it, but I think that's probably fine for a controller of this size. And I wouldn't say that they're quite as smooth as what, a full-size like Xbox One controller would be. Actually, even between the 2 triggers, the left one has a little bit more resistance in it than the right one. They feel a little bit different between the 2, but it's really not noticeable when playing most games, especially shooters where you're just doing quick trigger pulls. But if you are just, really slowly playing with the triggers, then I guess you can kind of notice it a little bit. And that's really the only thing that I can find as far as input that doesn't feel top-notch on the Razer Kishi. All the buttons feel really great when using it, and it makes playing mobile games that are supported a really satisfying experience. Unfortunately, on the topic of supported games, not all games are supported with the Kishi. Even some of the most popular titles like PUBG Mobile won't utilize the Kishi's input. I guess at least at this point. Maybe Razer is planning on rolling out support later in the future, but currently that doesn't seem to be supported with the Kishi. But for titles that are supported, input and everything works flawlessly. Any game that has made for iPhone support certification will work with the Kishi right out of the box. So exploring around on Oceanhorn 2 felt really solid, and it felt just like playing a console game. And on Asphalt 9 Legends, having the actual thumbsticks for controlling the car made it a lot easier for me, which is more of what I'm used to playing on Xbox. And also having the triggers for inputs as far as boost and drift just made everything really easy and really seamless. I also really enjoyed playing Sneaky Sasquatch. It's a lot of fun with a controller just to be able to move around and use those simple inputs, but then also, pop over and touch things on the screen if you really need to do that. So overall, I think that the Razer Kishi is a great accessory for the mobile gamer. The Kishi for iOS is a little bit more expensive than the Android variant, coming in at $100. But for the avid mobile gamer, I think they're going to absolutely love this as an accessory to their iPhone for gaming. All the buttons feel good, the input lag is extremely low because of that direct connection, which I think is a huge deal. It doesn't have to rely on Bluetooth. And also because of that, it doesn't have its own battery, so it's not going to need to recharge itself. It just uses the battery from the iPhone. And that'll do it for our review of the Razer Kishi for iOS. Let us know what you think about it down in the comments below. Thanks for watching 9 to 5 Toys. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9 to 5 Toys.